Alright, it's only me. I've just come on to talk about the recording I did yesterday, the Motörhead track Kingdom and the Worm, which came from 2006's Kiss of Death album, which I remember at the time when it come out after Inferno, Kiss of Death, you were like, it's still alright. I mean, it no better than Inferno. It's kind of like Overkill and Bomber. It wasn't until like Motorizer and the World de Jours it was like, no, that was quite a kind of solid run in there. But some good songs on Kiss of Death. But I do think the best track on the album is this one, Kingdom of the Worm, which is one of the kind of weird Motörhead songs that you could trace back to the Watcher with the Hawkwind days. But just rhythmically strange and just a kind of weird vibe about it. You could probably trace it back as well to stuff like Overkill or Sacrifice, songs of these kinds of ilk. So, I mean, we've not got much on the tape here. This song is all about the arrangement between the three instruments and just the weird rhythmic thing that's going on here. So it took me a wee while to get my head around a bit, because it does work in 4/4, but the way they broke it down is over the course of 4 bars we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then the next 4 you'll be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're just moving a beat from the end of one phrase to the end of the next one. Once you've worked out that part of it, then it's actually quite easy to get your head round. But let's have a playthrough of the tapes here. What we've got here, guitar playing more or less the same thing here on track 1 and 2, the bass on track 3, the drums on track 4. Then track 5's the lead vocal, track 6 has got a wee bit of backing vocal on there for the chant thing happening during the chorus. So let's have a playthrough of this here. That rhythmic thing, you can hear it better if I take the bass out. You remember. The guitar and the drums is really carrying the rhythm thing, and the bass and the vocals are just doing traditional Motörhead kind of things. You know what I mean? You've got this bit where it just takes off here. Into this kind of weird chant. In a certain rhythm, do as the book told you. See the pages form. Just get like one kind of plain voice, one kind of gruffer voice. Human form. So we come to call it the great and awesome dance. Do you see before you the kingdom of romance? You remember. That's the drum beat here. So I mean heavy use of the old double kick drum there, and then when you vault into this you start with the heavy kick drumming. With the right cymbal in there. The other two parts here. Now he's staying with that there. And the bass just thumping along. There's no guitar solo there, it's just all about the weirdness of the tune and the mad groove you've got in there. And then you finish up with this bit with the singing here. Kingdom of romance, kingdom of the dead, kingdom of the worm, all men must suffer. So I mean, when I played that yesterday, Ken, when Helen heard it, she's like, "Geez, oh man, that's awful heavy even for you." And I was like, "Well, I suppose it is a bit, but it's a good track." So let's talk about how you play it exactly, because it is quite rhythmically interesting. Let's get the guitar out here. It's in the key of E, so you don't need to change the tuner or anything. Just starting off with that. And you're doing this. It's picking on the open E string, but using a B flat and a G, so you're getting that. And then for there, when you're going into the wee chant bit, it's going to F sharp to G and a bit of E in there, so you're doing this. And then you just back into the... And then for the middle bit, it's just an E, a B flat, and an A with that. Up to D, and then B flat and A. So he's just sticking all the parts together. It's actually quite an intriguing bit of music, and quite interesting. So let's have a play through it with the guitar here. This is Kingdom of the Worm. So that's how you play the guitar part. Let's go back now and go over the bass, which is the other side of the arrangement here. Still pretty interesting. And not really that much different from what the guitar is doing. But let's have a short anyway. Change to my Motörhead bass sound here. There we go. As it starts off with this, the bass plays like the intro riff here, which is just going between the E flat and the F. Just for that. And then into this. And then that's your pattern there for the verses. And then you just go into the same thing with this F sharp to the G to the E thing with this. And then that's the pattern for that. And then when you get to the D, B flat and A back, you're just... The whole thing sounds a lot more complicated than it is. It's just when it's all stuck together and becomes the three parts just becoming this crazy machine, it sounds amazing. So here we go. I'm going to play the bass part before we get out of here because I got a new brake cable to put on my brakes. My back brake cable snapped the other day. So anyway, here's Kingdom of the Worm bass part. that's us covered the song Kingdom of the Worm. Really cracking track for the album Kiss of Death for 2006. Seems that long ago now. Right, I'm going to fix this brake cable, and then I might have something really special for tea time tonight. If I'm good enough to pull it off. But we'll see. It's a pretty hard track to play. But we'll have a go at it. But until then, keep listening to Motörhead.